Hello, 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 and welcome in to tonight's live. Welcome on in, everybody. How are you all doing? Hopefully, you're having a great night or a great day and a great night now. And if you're not having a great day, you're going to have a great night. We're going to make it great. But if you're new to the channel, we do talk true crime daily here. That's what we do. I'm Tanya. Nice to meet you. And returning Titans, welcome on back for yet, another video, another live. We're going strong here. I don't think we've had a day off this year, which is amazing. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Ladybug. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Jan. The weather was getting bad over here. I'm glad you said something. We took the dogs out. Hey, Otto. Hey, Ashley. How you guys doing? Hey, Catherine. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Solo. I was trying to read as I was going, but I don't think I'm not reading very well. Otto, how are you feeling? How you doing? Hey, Pock the Mirror and Bully Mommy. Bully Mom. Bully Mommy. Bully Mom. It could be either or. Hey, Heather. Welcome in, everybody. Cat's Life's here. We got everybody. They're coming in. Hey, Sailor Outlaw George. And Aries will be in, hopefully. We'll holler for him. West Virginia Holler Girl. Hey, is it? Oh, Pixie. Picky. Peaky. I don't know which one it is, but I like them both. And HGG. Look at that. That's an easy name. I like the easy names. Hey, Christine. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Michael. I think that we might get some around here. I know that there was some tornadoes in Michigan. So if you guys are around the area, I hope that you guys are safe. If you're down, I think they had flooding in Texas. Didn't Oklahoma or something have tornadoes? Someone else had tornadoes. It's just been all over the place. But Mother Nature. We had one here 4 years ago, and it took everything out. I mean, it took a lot. Our unit was okay, but the one in front of us was like completely gone. We were extremely lucky. It was bad. It was really bad. Hey, Liv, welcome in. So let me go ahead and pull up his photo here because we're going to talk about Sebastian tonight. And I'm going to show this photo here because we know this one. We know this photo to be, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. So we have a lot to cover, although it's just been a couple of days since we've covered this case. But there was a lot of hope out over the last week, when Seth's PI received a picture of a boy who resembled Sebastian at a rest stop or a visiting center, whichever you want to call. I'm sure everyone knows which photo that I'm referring to, but I'm going to change this photo just so it's a little bit different. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office debunked the photo that was shown. It showed a child in North Carolina urging the public to refrain from sharing it further. They're saying that this photo belongs to someone else, and this is somebody else's child. And I hope that creators will take down any pictures that they have of that picture that they have on their community tab or anything, because that's not him. Despite the false lead, though, the search for Sebastian continues. We're still searching for you, buddy. Still searching. So it kind of feels like we're going back in time, I feel like, a little bit, but because we're back at square one, but I feel like they need to recheck everything. Just recheck. Hey, KW, welcome in, everybody. Hey, Sirius. Hey, Lenora. Hey, Heather. Welcome in, everybody. My dad used to make fun of me for the way I said everybody. So every time I say it, I think of him. So I saw this right before I came on the live, and it was on Twitter. So I wanted to show you guys this. It doesn't have a name, which I'm glad it doesn't. Glad it's off of there. But so I don't know how legit it is, but somebody put it on Twitter, and they said that this is what this person had posted onto Facebook. They posted the pictures, and it says, "These pictures are of my son, Josiah, not the missing boy, Sebastian Rogers. And that is me in the pink shirt. Please remove all posts and pics of my son and me off Facebook, please. I pray you do find your son safely." So I don't know if this is her really or not. I mean, there's a lot of shares. There's a lot of interaction. But yeah, so I know that, so before we read over actually the TBI's official statement, I wanted to show you guys the video I was going to show you last night, but it didn't come on till late. So we did a different case, but It was with Seth, his new spokesperson, and Elizabeth Vargas over at News Nation. I feel really bad for Seth. Like, I feel real bad for him. He really genuinely thought this was his son. And I mean, look at the kid. They resemble a lot. I think Sebastian's hair just looked lighter. He looks smaller to me, but I don't know that kid. I mean, it did look like him. So this is the video here. Let me put it. Oh, it's just going to show that kid the whole time. I was like, can we take it off the kid? Okay, while we're talking. But this is going to be Seth and his new spokesperson. He has Tony Mathis. We did like a deep dive on him a couple of days ago, or about a week, a little less than a week ago, because he's only been with them a week now. But Tony Mathis is pretty much a spokesperson of some sorts now. He came out in the Caleb Harris case. He's Caleb's father's coworker and friend. And so he's speaking for that case. And then I guess Pascal, according to Tony Mathis's Facebook, Pascal reached out to him and asked him to do the same with Seth Rogers. So that's what he's doing. I guess he's doing it all for free, which, I mean, shoot, doing it for free, keep him. So far, it's been nice. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I don't know the guy. I don't know a lot about him, but I know that it's been more calm. Like, I haven't seen anything too crazy, but I mean, it's only been one day. It's only been one day. Give it time. Give it time. But I do want to play this, but you'll hear you'll hear in this video that he really thinks it's him. But there are some other good things that I wanted you to hear in this. So we'll play this, and then we'll play Nancy. And I'm going to check after, as we're playing this, to see if they updated this. And thank you guys again for being here. If you don't mind just taking a second, hit the thumbs up button. It really helps the channel. If you do appreciate the content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We're here nightly, daily. We're here daily, nightly. Hey, Stephanie, welcome in. Hey, DM. Hey, Jean.
News Nation has not authenticated it, so there's a possibility this is a case of accidental misidentification or of a deliberate and sick hoax. His father, Seth Rogers, says there is video of the sighting as well. We're hearing authorities are looking into it, but whatever it is, the image adds a new twist to an already bizarre case. And joining me now is Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father, and Tony Mathis, a family friend who was helping Seth and his...
I just want to point out really fast, Seth's eyes, I saw this, I think it was last night when I got off the live. His eyes, you can actually see them. I think he actually got some sleep, even if it was an hour or a half hour or whatever it was, because last week when he was on Pascal's show, his eyes were red. And like, I mean, they've been like this. They were red and they were so swollen, you could barely see that they were open. And I think he was so just running himself. So I think now that he has this guy to help him, I think he's given him some of the weight. Seth, he looks pretty good here compared to, I feel like, the week before when he couldn't even open his eyes.
Family out. Thank you both for being here. Seth, I've got to ask you about this photo. When you look at it, do you think it's Sebastian?
I do.
You're sure?
Pretty sure.
And I understand you drove to North Carolina to check it out. What did you find?
Drove to North Carolina to see the video. I was told that the video was unavailable to me because of an investigation.
Where did the video or the photo come from? Do you know?
My private investigator has spoken to the person who took the video. The picture was taken at Grandfather Mountain in North Carolina.
And why would he? Your son is autistic. Does he know anybody in North Carolina?
I don't know.
And how far away is North Carolina from his home? How many miles? Do you know?
6 hours.
It's about a 6-hour drive with no traffic.
Okay, so no idea how your son would have gotten 6 hours away to a whole different state with nobody that you know. Nobody you know in North Carolina, no reason for him to be there.
No, ma'am.
Tony, first of all, let's clarify your involvement in this case. You are not being paid by Seth to be his spokesperson. You're just volunteering to help him, right?
Correct.
Okay, so what have you been doing? What have you been able to find? What aid have you been able to give?
So I've only been officially with Seth since Friday. I traveled all weekend. We've set up some interviews. We're doing more talking back and forth and coaching as to how interviews should work, which interviews to take, how to make sure that we're prepared for the interviews. And quite honestly, we're just trying to cut out the drama in the case and get refocused on finding Sebastian.
Has anybody gone and interviewed any of
Absolutely.
the people or gone to the underpass where it appears he is in this photo?
I don't believe so. We wouldn't know if law enforcement had done that or not because we really haven't got much information from them regarding this, which we completely respect because it is part of an ongoing investigation. We were given quite a bit of hope when Seth asked to look at the camera footage from the state park, and law enforcement told the state park not to show anybody the footage because it was part of the investigation. So, we feel like if there was nothing to see here, then there would have been no problem with him looking at the footage. So we're hopeful that there's something positive going on.
But wouldn't police want the missing teenager?
What I think it is they're not going to show them the footage because they want to give it directly to the police so that it's taken, extracted, whatever out correctly. This probably isn't your old VHS player where you put the tape in and you hit the record. They probably have like a system, and they probably just don't want anybody going into that system and taking out that information, because what if they mess it up and you no longer can get those images? Does that make sense? I feel like investigators would have to do that more or less, and they would have to go in there and do that. And that's, I could see that. And plus, if he finds out who his son was, if this was his son and he sees someone that he knows with his son, he's going to go after that person. And then he's going to be wanted for, unaliving somebody.
Teenager's father to look at the footage to confirm that that is in fact the missing teenager?
So I ran Seth through this scenario the other night. Let's say that there was footage of him walking and getting into a car with a license plate, and Seth caught a glimpse of that license plate. I think Seth could tell you what he would do if he got a license plate number and thought his kid may be somewhere. You can answer that again, Seth.
I'd be knocking at their door, probably aggressively.
So there's.
Go ahead.
We're trusting that there's a good reason that they're not letting him look at this video. It could be for safety. It could be for vetting purposes. But I know it's hard as a dad not being able to see that video.
Seth, your son was at your ex-wife's home when he vanished, his mother's home when he vanished. What has she told you about? He disappeared, according to her, in the middle of the night, correct?
That's what she said.
Has she told you anything else?
See, he always leaves the question open like that, I feel like, to Katie. And I think that's why people go after Katie a lot, because he doesn't elaborate any. He's just a man of short, few words if he needs to be.
That's what the news knows.
So you're not speaking to her yourself directly?
Yes and no, but it's not.
And do you feel... I'm sorry, go ahead.
We're speaking about future things like the vigil that's coming up, things of that sort.
All right. This is a very mysterious case. Are you hoping, Seth, that the FBI gets involved if it's a missing teenager, underage, who's now across state lines?
I would truly hope that the FBI would take the lead, because I believe that is my son and he is across state lines. And I would really, truly appreciate it if the FBI did take lead on this case.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com.
Dang it, she got me. I was trying not to get her to get me. I was trying to close off some windows first. But I just wanted to play that for you guys because it was the interview that they were going to do. I told you that they were going to do last night on News Nation. And then Seth did come out and he did an interview with Nancy Grace. So they must have filmed it this morning or last night, and she released it at 5 o'clock today. I got it. It will be on it'll be on YouTube in video format in like a couple of days or something like that. But we have more than the 4 minutes because I think that there was like 4-minute video that they're putting around, but we have the full, I think it's like 40 minutes. Yeah, 40-minute video. It is a podcast, so I'm going to put pictures up of like Sebastian, and a lot of the pictures they have on the internet for him are like locked and I can't download them. I don't know why it does that. When it's a missing person, let us use the photos. So a lot of them are going to be like his missing flyer, but I will put those up so that there's something to look at while we're watching the podcast. And welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. It's good to see everybody. Hopefully everybody's being safe and they have storms where they're at because it's storming here. Yeah, FBI needs to recheck everything. Yes, at the home or nearby. That's what Tammy, I agree. I agree with that. I agree. Let me put an overlay up. That way you'll have something to look at. I'll just put this one up because this is the one from the live. And they have some commercials in the beginning. So let me get through those for you guys. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. So it's going to play here in just a moment. I have it going through the commercials. If you guys don't mind just taking a second, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all the fun things. I'm not going to try to interrupt it too many times, but you know me, I may interrupt it once or twice just to get a little saying. But this is a really good podcast. We will hear about the medications that Seth Rogers was taking. I looked them up. Well, I'm on one of them, prescribed one. The other one I had to look up. They'll go over the lie detector results. They're going to go over the lie detector that he passed out during, or, they're going to address that. Nancy's going to let everybody know what's going on with the polygraph. So, and the person that performed the polygraph is like the #1 polygraph examiner in the FBI or something. Like Nancy wasn't playing when she got him. She said she wasn't playing. Hold on. I didn't give you guys the volume or the oh my gosh, sorry. I'm glad we didn't go that far. Sorry. Okay, yeah, sorry. I don't know what I was doing there. I was just like, I was looking, but I couldn't. Like, saw where Margot said audio, and I was like, oh, audio. That's where I saw it. So let me flip it to the right screen. That's because I didn't even share the tab with y'all. So I was listening to it by myself. That's cool though. I didn't want you guys to hear it. I'm gatekeeping it. Okay, let me actually share the tab with you. I put the overlay up first. I never do that. So sorry. We didn't get very far in, but I was enjoying it for the second time around. Now this will be my third.
Or expectation.
Let me get past the commercials.
Stop. Sebastian
The photo later.
Okay.
Good tells us.
Here we go. Sorry about that, guys.
Breaking news tonight. After a so-called sighting of missing autistic boy Sebastian Rogers at a Blue Ridge Mountains rest stop, Sebastian's dad, Seth, tells us it's him. And with us tonight, live, Dad Seth Rogers to address that polygraph. Tonight, where is missing autistic boy Sebastian Rogers? Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
A woman rushing to meet family at the Visitors Center in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina takes a photo of the area and the people hanging around. When she takes a closer look at the photo later, she realizes that a boy in the photo bears a striking resemblance to Sebastian Rogers and contacts authorities. Investigators have been trying to locate the person in the photo. The sheriff's office confirms that they have reached out to North Carolina authorities about the picture, but so far, nothing credible has resulted from their inquiries.
Tonight, a mysterious update in the search for a missing autistic boy as a woman shares a photo of a little boy bearing an uncanny resemblance to missing autistic boy Sebastian Rogers. Joining us, an all-star panel to make sense of what we are hearing. But first, I want to go straight out to Sebastian's father joining us, Seth Rogers. You can find him at #SebastianStrong. Seth, thank you for being with us. Seth, I was stunned when I saw the side-by-side of Sebastian and the boy spotted at the guest center. What do you make of it?
When I saw the picture, I turned around and loaded up the vehicle and off to North Carolina I went.
Lauren Conlon is joining us, investigative journalist and host of the Outlier podcast. Lauren, thank you for being with us. What can you tell me about the sighting? Because the authorities are not saying it's not him. They are saying, quote, nothing credible is pointing to the sighting of Sebastian. In other words, they haven't been able to confirm it yet. Remember, this is like a rest stop, a tourist center. People are visiting there that could live in any of the surrounding states.
Absolutely, Nancy. And I think what's important to note here is that North Carolina authorities have not identified the boy in the photo. So as of right now, it's still considered a potential lead.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, as of them recording this, I believe they recorded this either this morning or last night. The picture of Sebastian wasn't verified, the one in North Carolina. But as of now, it has been verified to not be Sebastian Rogers.
Guys, joining us is Seth Rogers, Sebastian's dad, and Lauren Conlon, host of Outlier podcast. Seth, tell me what went through your mind when you first saw this photo. And when you compare them side by side, it's really uncanny.
My son's alive. Then he looks good in the picture. I mean, he's got clothes on. He's got shoes on.
Do you recognize the clothes?
No, I don't.
How about the shoes?
Don't recognize those either. They look brand new.
Yes, they do. In fact, the clothes look new as well. How far away, in your estimation, Seth, is this rest stop, tourist attraction area from Sebastian's home?
It's about 6 hours. Give or take with traffic.
How did you become aware of the sighting, the alleged sighting?
People started calling me and asking me about the picture, and then people turned around and started sending me the picture.
And again, what went through your mind when you first saw it?
I gotta go. I gotta go up there. I gotta see. I mean, the pictures there. I wanted to go see the footage because I figured there'd be some type of surveillance.
And did you go?
I did. I drove up to North Carolina.
You took the 6-hour plus ride to North Carolina to investigate this photo. And what, if anything, did you learn when you got there?
That I wasn't allowed to see the video footage.
Why?
I was told it's an active investigation, so I'm not allowed to see it.
Who told you that, Seth?
People at the park.
It's my understanding the woman who took the picture was also convinced that this looked exactly like Sebastian and handed it over to the TBI, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and then later it was posted online. Is that your understanding, Seth?
Yes, ma'am.
Seth, when you saw this picture, how did it make you feel?
Gave me hope. It rekindled what hope I was losing.
Seth, I'm looking at the way the boy is standing in this photo. I know you've looked at it a million times. He's got his right arm somewhat over his stomach. And I'm wondering, does this pose look familiar to you?
By the looks of it, he's stepping down off the rocks and stuff. He's looking at where he's going.
Yeah.
But he's also been missing for 2 months. So his demeanor and everything could possibly have shifted.
In what way? Why do you say that?
I haven't heard from my son in 2.5 months. You know, if he doesn't have a phone with him, you know, he hasn't heard from me. If somebody convinced him to go away and won't give him a phone, I don't know. I mean,
let me ask you, Seth, is it correct that your PI that you had to hire, which is a whole nother can of worms, spoke to the person that took the photo?
No. My other PI, Chloe, she's the one that spoke with him.
I couldn't hear you. What?
The other PI on the case, she's the one that spoke with them.
So a PI on the case did speak with the photographer, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did the PI learn?
When she took the picture and why she didn't call 911 immediately, and what she did when she reviewed the picture, and the fact that she asked why she put it on social media, and it was because she stated that it was because TBI didn't get back with her after she had submitted it.
What else did you learn? Why did she decide to take the picture? And what else could she tell you through the PI about who this boy was with?
Nothing.
What was he doing? Was he crying? Did he look hungry? Was he with a man or a woman?
The individual that took the picture, it was actually her husband that took the picture, because he was faster with his phone than she was. And they were driving by, and he took the picture. And then when they were able to look at it and they submitted it to TBI, they didn't hear back from TBI that they had received the picture or anything else, so they put it out on social media.
Guys, the photo we're talking about, to Lauren Conlon joining us. Lauren, exactly where is this rest stop or tourist attraction?
So it's in North Carolina. It is the Blue Ridge Mountains Visitor Center. And like Seth said, Sebastian did not appear to be in this photo. And I think all of us are very hopeful. And I think it's amazing that Seth went to North Carolina and drove 5 hours from Tennessee.
Back to Seth. Did the man or the woman see who the boy was with?
No, they said they didn't even know if they were with the group or not. They didn't know if the lady was with them.
What lady? The lady in the pink shirt?
Yeah.
Did he emerge from a car?
They just saw him as they drove through where they're at right now was like the parking lot is behind there. Right in front of there is the entrance into like the gift shop.
Yeah.
So him being there, there's no way to see if he was getting in or out of a car right there.
So he was on his way into the gift shop, Seth?
That's the direction that he's heading.
Well, that seems to me that there should be gift shop surveillance video or at least other witnesses. So is that the surveillance video you were trying to get, Seth?
Yes, it was.
Now, we know that a statement has been issued that, quote, nothing credible is pointing to any sign of Sebastian. That's pretty vague. Nothing credible is pointing to any sign of Sebastian. That's incredibly vague. It doesn't say this picture is a hoax, this picture is a fake, this is not Sebastian. They're not saying any of that. What do you make of that response, Seth?
Before he responds, I think that the TBI, the FBI, I think they were just doing their due diligence and they were vetting that photo. Now, I don't know, according to Twitter, you know, this was on Facebook, but a lady posted on Facebook. She said, these pics are of me and my son, not the missing boy, Sebastian Rogers. And that is me in the pink shirt. Please remove all posted pics of my son and me off Facebook, please. I pray you do find your son safely. So someone came out and said, hey, this is me and my son. Can you please take these pictures off? I feel really bad for Seth, but I hope that with that being, you know, something that's closed now, like no one's thinking of that. Nobody, I mean, that's like a done deal. He's been verified. That's not Sebastian. I think that the investigators can reroute themselves back maybe and go back to the beginning and maybe start looking. I feel like just look closer to home. He couldn't have gotten that far unless he was in a car. So she would have had to talk to TBI. Yeah, I think I wonder if that's the lady that from the Facebook page, if she did talk to the TBI. I'm assuming she did. And she was probably like, this is me and this is my son. I didn't think that it was Sebastian based off of the lady that took the picture. The first time I heard the story or I read it, she said, well, I didn't turn it into TBI right away because I had to go to my family's house. And right there, that rubbed me wrong. I was like, wait a minute. If you saw a missing kid and he was right in front of you, you wouldn't say his name. You wouldn't call the police right then and there. You wouldn't go to your car, call the police. I mean, come on now. You had to go to your family's house. Like, I don't know, pretty crazy. But we will hear just shortly about the polygraph also.
That they don't know what to say.
Joining me, guys, also is Irv Brandt, renowned investigator, former U.S. Marshal Service, International Investigations Branch, and author of Flying Solo, Top of the World on Amazon. Irv, thank you so much for being with us. Now, this is a conundrum. If this boy is Sebastian, the way his father thinks that it is, I mean, look at it for Pete's sake. Look at the side by side, the chin, the jawline, the nose, the hair. It's uncanny. It's at a tourist gift shop in the middle of the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's a needle in a haystack. Irv Brandt, what do we do?
Nancy, the video, the picture, the way I see it, and if the father says that's his son, that's good enough for me, of course. But the investigation is going to center around trying to get anyone that was there at that time, maybe looking at video of the parking lot, running down tag numbers, trying to find other witnesses, other people that may have been shooting video and inadvertently captured his image on their video. I can imagine that the police are just, you know, the investigators in this case from multiple agencies are just searching all different kinds of avenues, looking for clues. And when they make a comment like no credible evidence so far, it's basically like saying no comment on the investigation. They don't want to say either way. But I would imagine that this is a crucial piece of information to their investigation.
Well, to me, and of course, I'm just a trial lawyer, the first thing I would do is pull that surveillance video the way Seth Rogers described, and I would go in and look for every single receipt. At the time that picture was taken, and the photographer gives us the time and the date that it was taken, every single receipt. Then I would find out if there's any surveillance video in the parking lot. Just find out if he went to a car, which obviously he did. What car? It's got to be on surveillance video. Agree, disagree, or rant? I mean, you're the former U.S. Marshal going all the way around the world finding people. What do you do next?
Nancy, I agree. I mean, the car is the most critical thing. If you can identify the car that he got out of, even if you don't have a tag number, the make and the model of the car would be just crucial to send out a bolo to the surrounding states, then potentially finding witnesses at that time, like you said, checking receipts in the gift shop and interviewing people that were there at the time, something that they may have seen. An autistic boy may stick out in their memory, seeing him, and they may have, looked at that person, at that boy, at the people that he was with, and if a skilled investigator asks the right questions to these people, it can lead to crucial leads in this case.
I still say it's a needle in a haystack, but a needle can be found in a haystack. Seth Rogers with us, Sebastian's dad. Seth, when you look at these two photos side by side, I was looking at the nose, the chin, the jawline, the demeanor, the hair. What looks similar to you?
All of the above. Nose, the way his hair that comes over.
What do you mean by that?
Everything on there just screams my son.
What do you mean by that? His hair, because his hair goes in the same direction. My son has a cowlick in a certain spot on his head.
Yeah.
And no matter what happens, his hair tries to part in the middle. Since he was born with no hair, but you could see kind of like a little part in the fuzz. And it's been that way forever. And I'm looking at the way this boy's hair is going over toward, it's the same as Sebastian's.
It looks like my son.
Nancy, Jackie Howard here. The local sheriff says the boy in the photo is not Sebastian.
Seth, one more time. Do you believe this photo captured in the Blue Ridge Mountains is Sebastian?
I do.
Straight out to Tony Mathis, who is helping Seth Rogers in this very, very difficult time of need. Tony, question. You've heard the response of LE law enforcement. Quote, nothing credible is pointing to any sign of Sebastian. What does that mean?
Well, I'll tell you what it means to me. It means that it's a plausible deniability statement. It gives them an out if they do indeed find it to be him. It's just a very vague statement. There's a lot of ways to deliver that information that would get people to believe that, yes, it's him, or no, it's not him. And I don't think that delivery did anything to assure people one way or the other.
Are you spending more time in your basement now that it's your rec room, office, kids' playroom, or home gym?
Happen to you? But it report like data.com/
taking the gene site test.
Sebastian's or have not.
The wellness to learn.
Thank you guys all for being here. I'm going to get back to the podcast, but I just wanted to thank you guys for being here tonight. If you guys don't mind just taking a second, hit the like button. It really helps your girl out. If you appreciate the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll go ahead and hit play. We got about another 20 minutes, and they're going to go over the polygraph here.
Learn more about the gene site test. Fill out the form on genesite.com.
Crime Stories with Nancy Grace. Seth, did you say you have or have not, would not take a polygraph?
I would.
Wonderful. If I set one up for you, will you take the polygraph?
Yes, ma'am.
We all remember that moment when I put Sebastian's father, Seth, on the hot seat on national TV and asked him, would he be willing to take a polygraph? He said yes. He did take a polygraph. Straight back out to Seth Rogers. Joining us is Sebastian's father. And now joining us is a renowned polygrapher, Kendall Schule, former head of the entire FBI polygraph program in D.C., former special agent with the FBI in D.C. He is at Kendall Investigations. Also joining us, Tony Mathis, who is helping Seth Rogers as he walks this very, very rocky path. First of all, let me just get this out of the way. This is a yes, no, Kendall Schule. Did Seth Rogers pass his polygraph?
Yes, he did.
Okay, Seth Rogers, tell me about going and taking the polygraph. We want to hear every single word because I've got a stack of nasty online posts about you failing, about you not going, blah, blah, blah. A lot of trolls chiming in. Let's get to the truth of that polygraph. Seth, what happened?
I showed up early for the polygraph. Mr. Kendall contacted me and told me that he'd be there well before the time that we had stated. So I showed up and I sat in the chair and let him attach those things to me and took the polygraph.
Have you ever had a polygraph before?
No, ma'am.
And what kind of questions did the polygrapher Kendall Schule ask you?
If I had ever wanted to harm anybody, if I ever wanted to hurt my son, if I had ever hurt my son, if I'd ever had anything to do with his disappearance.
Question. You said they hooked you up. What do you mean by that, Seth Rogers?
They put things on my hands. They wrapped cords around me. They had a blood pressure cuff on me to measure my blood pressure, measure my heart rate, my breathing rate, things like that.
How long did it take?
It took a minute.
It took 60 seconds.
He
Can you
says
be
it
precise
on here tonight.
or more precise.
They're going to talk about that. They're going to talk about Seth passing out during the polygraph. And I'm going to tell you right now, Seth must be a lightweight. No offense to Seth. I mean, extremely lightweight. I'm talking toddler size lightweight because the medication they had him on, I'm on the same thing, except for it's a different brand. Mine is like way more powerful. And it's just a muscle relaxer. It doesn't even do anything. I don't feel it. I don't really even need it. And he was on one of those and he was on some gabapentin that doesn't do nothing about nothing. So I'm like, how did he still pass out? So he must have just been real tired. That guy must have just got him really relaxed.
How long do you think it took?
Because I fell asleep at the dentist. So, I mean,
We were
it's
there
possible.
for 3 hours, 4 hours.
That's about right. It's not easy.
He
Okay,
was
sit
absolutely
tight, Seth.
not
And again,
on
thank
a
you for being with us.
benzo.
Out to Kendall Schule, as I told you, former head of the entire FBI polygraph program in D.C. Kendall, thank you. When we put out the word that Seth Rogers would take a polygraph, we contacted you because of your reputation. You quickly agreed, and I thank you for that. Again, this was not free. He was paid to do the polygraph. He owes nothing to anybody and therefore was not swayed one way or the other. He had never met Seth Rogers before in his life. Mr. Schule, I've looked very carefully at your polygraph report right here. Number one, you start off by saying it was conducted using a comparison question format that meets U.S. government standards. What is a comparison question format? What is that?
It's a format that's well accepted by the polygraph community, particularly the American Polygraph Association. There are certain formats that we can use that are more acceptable, that we know are more reliable. And this was one of those, certainly a test format that I would want to use to make sure we're doing everything right to get the correct results. So this is again a
Will you let me know where it said that he took a benzo exactly? Because there's no doctor on this planet Earth, that other than an emergency room physician will give you one benzodiazepam. And which one are you talking about? Which one was he on? Because there's 4 or 5 of them.
Format of polygraph that is
They're
widely
going to tell you what
accepted
medications he was
as a
on.
standard in the FBI world and in the polygraph world in general.
Now, you also state that you used state-of-the-art Lafayette LX6, the computerized polygraph system. And I'm wondering, is that, for instance, when you get on an elevator and you see the last time it was inspected and you see the type of elevator it is, or you take a mammogram and you see the last time it was inspected and the type of equipment, machine that's being used. So you say the polygraph charts were the data was collected using state-of-the-art Lafayette LX6 computerized polygraph system. What is that? And please dummy down for me. I'm just a trial lawyer.
And there are several companies that make polygraph equipment. The one that the FBI uses, the one that I've always used, the one that I believe is the best, is a Lafayette system. There are different versions of that polygraph equipment. It obviously is always has additions and corrections and made to it. I started out with an LX4, I believe it was, went to a 5. And then the latest state-of-the-art equipment that Lafayette currently makes is the LX6. And of course, we keep up with the proper software that's required as well. But that is the state of art. That's the best polygraph instrument, I believe, that is out there in the polygraph world.
Well, you had me at the FBI uses it. Is that what you said? This is what the FBI uses?
I did. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. Also, when I'm getting to the end of my technical questions, I like to lay a foundation before I get into the meat of the issue. The polygraph charts were evaluated numerically and globally. What does that mean?
It means we look at it globally to see if we see any issues with the collection of the charts, the physiology that's collected. We kind of get an idea, but then numerically means that we actually give a number to each relevant question that's asked, and we give it a plus or a minus. And there are certain scores that we believe have to be obtained in order to either pass or fail somebody or call them, no opinion. But in addition to that numerical score that I gave, there are also 2 scoring algorithms that we use that the computer has that scores the charts, that way.
Okay,
and
hold
therefore,
on. Kendall Schul, when you start talking about algorithms, okay, you lost me. I said dummy down. You also said this opinion is applicable only to these questions, not to be construed as an assessment of Seth Rogers' truthfulness in other areas. That makes sense. You also state there are 3 outcomes. 1, deception indicated. 2, no opinion. And the other is no deception indicated. Correct? 3 choices, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay. Now, could you tell me what was Seth Rogers' demeanor when he entered your office?
We had a great conversation. Like you said, it took a long time. We sat and talked for a long time. I collected some background information from him to make sure that he's suitable for testing. In my opinion, he was.
Whoa, wait a minute, boss. Suitable for testing. You mean he's not drunk or high, right? Is that what that means?
Exactly.
Did you do the smell test?
There
I've
it
always
was, right.
wondered if polygraphers, like whenever my
She said he wasn't high or drunk. And she's going to go even further. Did you do the smell test?
twins have to go somewhere on a bus or a school event, or even a plane, I always go up and speak to the driver or the pilot and just get a whiff,
smell on their breath
if they've been drinking. So you assess the participant as to whether they may be drunk or high or on meds.
We do. We observe that, obviously, and we're in close proximity to talking to each other. If he had any alcohol in his breath, I believe I would have known it. Particularly when I'm attaching the components to him for the polygraph test, I'm right in his face. So yes, I would have observed if he had any alcohol in his breath.
His demeanor, you say, seems relaxed. Did it remain relaxed throughout the polygraph?
It did seem really relaxed.
Mr. Schul, you conducted the polygraph, and what were the critical questions that you asked Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father?
The relevant questions, as we call them, that I asked Seth on the polygraph test to determine if he was involved in any way in this child's disappearance were, number one, regarding doing anything to cause the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers, do you plan to answer those questions truthfully? He responded, yes. I then asked him, did you do anything that could have caused that boy's disappearance who we discussed today? The answer was no. And the third question was, were you involved in any way in the disappearance of that boy who we discussed today? He responded, no.
I am reading your polygraph report details, which we plan to publish. Guys, you are hearing the former head of the FBI polygraph program, Kendall Schewel, who polygraphed Sebastian Rogers' biological father, Seth. Now, before you ask these three questions, do you plan to answer truthfully? Did you do anything that caused Sebastian's disappearance? Were you involved in any way in the disappearance of Sebastian? Before you ask those, I assume you asked several lead-up questions to get a barometer of how the polygraph would respond to Seth Rogers, correct?
There were what we call control questions. You know, they might be, are we in the state of Tennessee? Is today Wednesday? Those sort of things. And those are the control questions that we get where we know he's telling the truth to.
With us is Seth Rogers, Sebastian's biological father. Also with us is the polygrapher who took the polygraph, Kendall Schewel, and Tony Mathis, who is helping Seth weave his way through this very difficult time in his life. And Mr. Schewel, let me ask you one more question. Isn't it true that you attempted a polygraph on Seth Rogers before this polygraph?
I believe we tried to set one up, and it didn't go through for some reason.
This is the one.
Kendall Schewel, again, did you find Seth Rogers to be cooperative?
I found Seth to be extremely cooperative. He did everything I asked him to do. There were absolutely no problems with the interview that we had, as well as attaching the components and getting good physiology to show that he showed no signs of deception on this polygraph. I did a numerical scoring, as we talked about before, that showed that he passed. I also ran 2 algorithms through the computer that showed that he passed. I even went a step further when I got home and had another retired FBI agent that I knew come in and do what we call a blind scoring of these charts, not knowing who it was, what it was about, whether he passed, whether he failed, and he also agreed with my opinion of no deception indicated.
Back to Seth Rogers, this is Sebastian's dad. Isn't it true, Seth, that you tried to take the polygraph a time before this one and it didn't work? What happened?
I was on prescribed medication for nerve. I've got a pinched nerve in my C5 and C6 that caused me pain down my right arm.
Pinched nerve.
So they put me on prescribed medication for dealing with the pain and trying to get it to relax.
What med was that?
It was cyclobenzaprine.
Cyclobenzaprine. I can't even say it. Cyclobenzaprine. And it is for short term to treat muscle spasms. It usually is used along with rest and physical therapy. It works by helping to relax the muscles. I am prescribed a medication called tizanidine. I looked it up and it said that mine was a little bit stronger than this one. And by a little bit, it said a lot.
Which is a muscle relaxer, and gabapentin, which is a nerve blocker.
And then gabapentin, which is the nerve blocker.
Seth,
you
have been the subject of
and he
so
took a lie
much
detector too.
hate
So
online. I don't understand it. I've got a stack of printouts of what people have put on Insta and Twitter and Facebook and blah, blah. For instance, this one says, we had a meeting this evening and one of the moms, her daughter is an intern and works with Nancy Grace. She said a rumor is that Seth failed the polygraph. total fail. And now Nancy's team is doing damage control. Nancy was cussing because she was in a, quote, pissy mad mood. She told them polygraphs are not reliable. And so we have to be fair and say it's inconclusive.
We're going to go back and listen to that again because apparently people are trolling Nancy and Nancy isn't having it. Nancy is not having it. So I'm going to take it back.
Nancy's team was, and now, for instance, this has been the subject of so much hate online. I don't understand it. I've got a stack of printouts of what people have put on Insta and Twitter and Facebook and blah, blah. For instance, this one says, we had a meeting this evening and one of the moms, her daughter is an intern and works with Nancy Grace. She said a rumor is that Seth failed the polygraph, total fail. And now Nancy's team is doing damage control. Nancy was cussing because she was in a, quote, pissy mad mood. She told them polygraphs are not reliable. And so we have to be fair and say it's inconclusive. Nancy's team was mad. They don't like him because he was rude not long ago and they refused to cover for him. This doesn't, we don't have an intern, but this doesn't even make any sense.
We don't have an intern.
We knew all along from the beginning.
So I'm thinking that Nancy's probably thinking right now, I'm worth $25 million. I could probably get a free intern. Just give her a little bit of money.
That Kendall tried the poly.
Give some of the load to someone else.
The muscle relaxers, and you volunteered to do it again. All of this is true. This is just one of hundreds of people attacking you. Why, Seth? Why?
Why do people get death threats for looking for their kid?
Well, that's a really good question, Seth.
Air.com.
Great question.
Information about GeneSight.
And do your deal at Cheap Caribbean.
Rogers, after a woman
could a pair of pants found about 12 miles.
Nancy Gray. And book the exact getaway you want at exactly the right price for you by using our exclusive Budget Beach Finder, or find a featured all-inclusive package to Generations Riviera Maya Resort. And do your deal at cheapcaribbean.com.
Crime Stories with Nancy Grace.
Over 2 months into the search for Sebastian Rogers, a hope for a lead comes out of the town of Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Could a pair of pants found about 12 miles north of Nashville be related to Sebastian Rogers? It hasn't been disclosed where the pants were found.
In the last hour's mysterious update in the search for a missing autistic boy, Sebastian Rogers, after a woman shares a photo of a boy that is uncannily similar to Sebastian all the way up in the Smoky Mountains. This as a pair of pants, much like a pair of glasses, are taking center stage. Straight out to Lauren Collin joining us, investigative journalist, host of The Outlier. Lauren, thank you for being with us. Lauren, tell me about the pants.
Yes, so May 2nd, these pants were found by a volunteer that was searching, and they were
YouTuber.
sweatsuit style black.
I'm pretty sure I know it was a YouTuber. What are the odds? Come on now. What are the odds?
What Sebastian was last seen in. And authorities confirmed that they are unrelated, but they still said they've received, as of April, over 300 tips, and they are investigating all of them.
Okay, I want to get back to the pants. Did you say they were black sweatpants?
Black and sweatsuit style.
Sweatsuit style, color black?
Yes.
Okay, where were they found, Lauren Conlon?
So it has not been disclosed exactly where, but Goodlettsville, it's 12 miles from Nashville. It's part of Sumner County and Davidson County, Tennessee, depending which side you're on. So it's kind of nearby Sebastian's home.
Back to Seth Rogers. This is Sebastian's father. You can find him online at hashtag Sebastian Strong. There is a GoFundMe to support him in his efforts. He's had to hire a private investigator, and he goes hours and hours and hours, day after day after day, searching for his son. He most recently returned from that rest stop we showed you where there was an alleged sighting of Sebastian. That's GoFundMe, Finding Sebastian Rogers Family Support. Seth, what, if anything, have you been told about that pair of black sweatpants?
That they are not related to my son.
Do you know where they were found?
I know that they were found at a particular park.
A park. apart. Do you know if they were the right size?
No.
Who told you the information about the pants?
I received a text message from the
law enforcement
detective over the case. Yeah.
Okay, question. Do you know what condition they were in, or if any DNA analysis was done for touch DNA, hair, fiber, anything that relate back to Sebastian? How did they suddenly decide, oh yeah, these aren't his?
They said that the size was wrong.
The size was wrong. Wasn't he last seen wearing black sweatpants, as we were told by the Proudfoots?
Correct.
Seth, when you learned that sweatpants had been found but were ruled out according to law enforcement, how did that make you feel? What did that do to your will to keep searching?
And they said that those didn't belong to him. It just reinforced that North Carolina, my son was there.
Sebastian Rogers goes missing. Mother Katie Proudfoot leaves the family home to be with her husband in their travel trailer while he goes back to work around the Memphis area. While Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, and an army of volunteers continue to look for Sebastian, Katie Proudfoot says she is concerned about leaving, but defends the decision to leave by saying her son could be anywhere and they are looking everywhere. Katie Proudfoot doesn't know when she will return to her home.
Katie Proudfoot has reportedly not gone back to work. We reached out to the Proudfoots asking if they would share their current location. The Proudfoots saying for safety reasons, they are keeping their location private.
Joining us, an all-star panel, Tony Mathis is joining us along with Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers. Tony Mathis, what do you make of the Proudfoots leaving the area and not taking part in any searches?
Nancy, we really don't want to get into commenting about the Proudfoots at this time, but I will tell you that I spoke to Chris and Katie early on, and I do know that Katie was getting a lot of threats, so it was deemed to be better for her safety to go with Chris and go back to where he was working. So outside of that, I don't really want to get into comment about why they did what they did.
To Seth Rogers, Sebastian's dad, what do you make of the Proudfoots leaving the area and not taking part of any searches that we know of for Sebastian?
People have to live with their decisions that they make.
It's my understanding that you are refusing to comment on the Proudfoots.
I'm not speaking about them.
Understood. And why?
I don't have anything to say about their actions. I can speak for myself.
Tony?
We have given Chris and Katie our word, we meaning Seth and I, that we're going to keep the interviews focused on Sebastian. We're doing everything we can do to clean up a lot of the mess that's been created the last 2 months to try to refocus on simply finding Sebastian. So we're simply trying to do our part there, Nancy.
And Mr. Proudfoot, you have volunteered to take a poly?
Yes, ma'am.
If I were to set up a poly for you, would you take it?
Name the place and time, ma'am. I'll be there.
And you're headed back to Memphis right now. Are you in your RV right now?
I am in my RV. We are not disclosing our current location just because of safety reasons due to the YouTubers, the Facebookers out there that have sent some very heinous, threatening information and things of that nature, threatening to be outside of our house, all kinds of nasty things.
Lauren Conlon, question, to your knowledge, have the Proudfoots taken a poly and are they searching for Sebastian?
Well, Katie Proudfoot announced pretty early on that she did take a polygraph and she passed. As far as Chris goes, I cannot to that. There's a lot of misinformation whether he took one or not, and if he did take one, if he passed or not. And as far as them searching for Sebastian, they claim that they are working with law enforcement. So whatever that means, that's on them.
To Seth Rogers joining us, Sebastian's dad. Seth, how do you keep going with all of the hate, which I don't understand where that's coming from? How do you even put one foot in front of the other looking for your son?
He's my son. You're not going to stop me from looking for him. The world's full of hate. I choose to ignore it and look for the good. finding my son is the good.
If you have information or think you have information regarding the whereabouts of Sebastian Rogers, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND.
So I wonder if Nancy's going to do another interview with the Proudfoots. What do you guys think? Do you think she will? Let me get this banner thing down. Oh, look, I'm all the way down there. I'm all the way at the bottom. How do I fix myself? There we go. I was all the way at the bottom there. Do you see me? It's a little guy there. There's Nancy behind me. I brought her out tonight. She's in the closet. She was in the closet. I haven't been using her a lot lately. But that's all we really have on Sebastian. So basically, the picture that was taken in North Carolina by some random woman, that's what we heard. Some random lady snapped this picture, but she didn't send it into the TBI right away or send it into any officials, didn't call anybody because she had to go meet her family. To me, that makes no sense right there. That makes no sense to me. But later on, I guess she forwarded it to TBI. I don't know how it got on the internet. Does anyone even know how it got onto the internet? The Internet of Things? Because I don't remember. So I wonder who put it out. Like, I mean, was it JLR? Do we need to go back? Do we need to sleuth it back and find out where the picture came from? Because I don't remember. I just remember seeing it was like on maybe like Twitter or somewhere. And they were like, this is the picture of Sebastian. The lady posted it because TBI didn't contact her back. Oh, okay. Because the lady in the picture, she put on a Facebook post, though. Oh, dude, I'm like, that makes sense. The JLR's Facebook page was, yeah, or Sebastian, I mean, yeah. Yeah, we saw that. He's the moderator for one of those, and I believe T-Rev is too. So we know how they're getting their information and how they're circulating it. But I did go into the live tab just to see them because it's usually filled by now. Sebastian Rogers, Sebastian Rogers, Sebastian Rogers. Do you know on my live feed, we're the only person streaming Sebastian Rogers right now? And this is probably the only channel that was covering this case that didn't stream it every single night. You know, we took our turns, you know, like we're just like, we're good for a few nights. We're good for a week. Well, Dolly needs to change his damn thumbnails because he's got me real messed up with his newest one. His newest one is beyond disgusting and sickening, and it's gross, and it's on my community tab. If you guys want to see it, that's my personal opinion. It's disgusting. It's bad. Yeah, that's JLR's page. Yeah, I thought it was. I for sure knew because it says he's like the first moderator, and I'm like, he made this page. I think I said that actually on a night live. I did say that. Oh yeah, oh my gosh, it's too much. It's just too much. Yeah, the one with, I mean, I usually don't say nothing, but I had to say it. I didn't say anything when I first saw it. I think I saw it on like Deets or somebody's. And then I was scrolling through my like For You page and it was like on nonsense. And so I was like, oh, I got to post this. This is just out of control. It seems like though, everybody has shifted, which we knew this was going to happen. We knew as soon as Seth got that public relations or spokesperson, as soon as he said, we're not going to YouTube channels anymore. We're taking this national news. I was like, watch it. Everybody was going to scurry like cockroaches on out of here to go find another case. And they picked up Micah Miller's, which the medical examiner said today or yesterday that it was self-inflicted. She was even there seen buying the weapon to do this, but they're twisting that all up now. That's their new story. So I can't keep up. I just can't. I can't keep up with all of it. Now, I mean, you know, I'm not even going to get into that case because I don't really like cases that have to do with anything that has to do with religion. I'm cool. I don't want to have an argument with somebody about religion in the chat or anything. So plus they said, or I mean, she self-inflicted. So, oh, they're back on. Oh, well, great, Jan. Great. They're back on Sebastian. I was like, maybe my live tab was just doing me good today because all I saw was something about the Delphi. And what did they do? They pushed his court out. Let's see. We'll go live. Karen Reed. Wonder what's going on with that case. I don't know a lot about that one. Actually, have to go into Heels' chat tomorrow. I think she's been streaming it. Oh, no, Miss. No, this is like the second or third time. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh. It's just sometimes I'm just laughing at myself. I'm laughing at more myself. I'm thinking about me watching like a trial because sometimes that happens. Like we'll be watching trials and they're so damn boring. Sometimes they get so boring. Okay, like when Letitia Stokes, when Miss Dorothy came up to do her testimony, I literally was like falling asleep. I had the screen off and I'm just like over here and I'm just like falling asleep because it was everything was like a 4-minute response for her. So that's why I laughed so hard because I could see me doing that. But make sure you mute your mic if you've fallen asleep. You have to do that. I was sleeping at my house. No, that's funny. That made me laugh. So Dolly put a picture of, let me make sure I get it right. Of Sebastian and Seth, I believe, on his it was like a thumbnail. And the thumbnail is really just, it's bad. Yeah, I'll just pull it up real quick. And I'm like, Dolly, you need to do something about this. Mr. Pissy Pants. And pointing at Sebastian. And I just said, oh, doesn't even say what I said. I said at Dolly Vision. I like tagged him in it. I was like, at Dolly Vision. Sorry, I was like all up in the screen there, but I was trying to look while showing you. Let me give you guys a better look. But yeah, no, I put at the top, I was like, at Dolly Vision, like, what is this shit? Like, come on now. You don't have to do this to get people to, watch your show, Dolly. Come on. People watch your show. They watch you when you just make some soaps and stuff. You don't need to do all that extra stuff. I fell asleep streaming the trial and had my phone in my hand. Accidentally timed people out. I'm always afraid I'm going to do that when I'm in other people's chats because I'll have my phone. So I always have to hit that side button. He was referring to Sebastian. That arrow is pointing right at Sebastian. Me and every other creator thought it was anyway. Yeah. I thought that Secret Service had been too, Terry. I wasn't sure. I knew that the FBI has been because they keep saying like, they keep saying like, I forgot what to say. Oh, they keep saying like get the FBI in like ahead of everybody or like get them in charge. They pretty much they get it. They have their say. Everything that they have is open to that local agency now. All of their forensics, all of their all their labs and stuff. That's what the FBI does. They come in and they give them their resources. Here's our resources. Use our resources. Let us help you. You help us. We're all helping each other. So he had 3,000 each. Wow, 3,000. I know it's crazy. That's what I mean. People love it. Drama and all that. It sells. Just I can't freaking do it. I can't do it. I say all the time, I'm going to come on here and not have anything planned. Just come on here and look at you guys, like look at the chat and just let you guys take over. It is. For clicks, yeah. It's just, I mean, you get you'll get the clicks, you'll get the views. You don't have to do all that. I mean, shoot, we've been working lives. We've been doing it live. I think I went all the way back to January 8th. And I think if I didn't do a pre-recorded on that day, which I haven't checked, that was the last day that I took a day off from doing a live at night. So I'd like to say we're doing really cool, really good over here. We're cool. We're good. We don't need no vacation. Just kidding. I really don't. I'm like, I should take today off and then I don't because I like being around you guys. Chris does have a right to defend himself. He has been attacked. Yeah, he has been. He's been beyond. And I know that people say I take up for Chris a lot, but I think he's going through just as much as everyone else is going through. And if it comes out that he's not, then it comes out he's not. But from what we've understood and what we're understanding is he took a lie detector, he passed it. He was seen at work at 5:15 in the morning. And I think someone may have seen him that night, the night before, but I know that they had seen him at 5:15 in the morning. So I think that people like a villain. They like someone to blame or somebody, I don't know. It's like the suspense. the suspense of it. Yeah, I don't know. I should, Margot. I think I'm gonna wait until like there's a holiday and go do something fun. Go rent a tent. Go rent a tent. You can rent tents. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Elaine. I need to take some time. One day I will. Fire teacher taken to California. Ella? Was that who was? Ella Jones? Is that who you're talking about? Let me know. Yeah, Panda. I mean, it was. I tagged him in it, so he'll see it. I mean, he'll see that I tagged him. I was like, nobody's tagging him. I'm gonna tag him so he'll see it because he knows what he's doing. They all do. I mean, T-Rev had that the same live for 9 days straight. This was 2 months ago. 2 months ago, it was potential sighting, Sebastian Rogers, when there had been no sighting whatsoever, nothing even close to a sighting. He had that as his thumbnail and his title for 9 days straight. I'm like, you didn't even change the thumbnail? Come on. Still got 3,000 people in there, so I guess you don't really have to. Oh, at your library? That's fun. With GoPros and cameras. Oh, that sounds like fun. I want to put a GoPro on my dog. But I think the only thing y'all will see is my butt. But I just like to see the viewpoint of my dog. What does she see all day? How does she live? Oh, Ashley, people have made so much money off exploiting this case. It's ungodly. I'll tell you, I probably made $200. I don't even think I've made that much. I'll say probably 100. 100. I mean, if we count if you count everything like through the last couple of months, we haven't really covered Sebastian's case like that. I mean, we do cover it, but we don't go hard in the paint like that. We don't go seeing who Chris's grandmother's great-grandmother's grandfather did. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to know all that. We just want to know what the facts are. Because we only streamed it, I think, in April a couple of times. Yeah. Only a few times because we were covering the Kansas women, that case. We were covering that pretty hard and heavy. And that actually, there's a new podcast out on that. Oh, yeah. What's your good news? My baby boy, 18-foot, his cat pinned down on today, and I lost it. And you don't have an 18-year-old, do you really? Oh my! I literally cried the last 3 hours. I was like, oh, I thought that you would be like, I don't know. I didn't think that you'd have an 18-year-old. Wow. I bet that's really like, oh man, I bet that's like both. I mean, I bet it's like heartwarming. You're doing your job. You're getting him. He's got off to graduation, but it's probably sad because you're probably remembering that little preschool graduation, the kindergarten graduation. That is amazing news. Ashley said Boothing will officially be on the transplant list on Friday. That is amazing news. That gave me cold chills. That's amazing. Go Boothang. Good. Now we just got to move her up. That's exciting. I know that with when I think it was blood. No, it was when I donated. I thought it was when someone donated to me, but I don't think it was. I think it was when I donated. It gave they sent me like a card in the mail, and it said whose like life I had helped like save because of my donation. It was somebody in Michigan. It doesn't give you like their name because they can't do that. But they give you like a description of the person and like what they enjoy doing. And it was really heartwarming. Like it was nice that I was able to do that for somebody else. Like didn't take more than, 20 minutes. I was pretty lightheaded at the end of it, but it wasn't bad. I try to give when I can. Found 3 years and 700 miles away. Wow. Friends told him to go find himself. Wow, Harley Rider. There was another case that was recent. Somebody that came back. I can't remember. I was going to bring it up on one of the lives. Oh, I'm glad that she's on there. She deserves it. Yes, just get back to finding Sebastian, baby. Yep. I agree. We did a live last night, and we did Chad Dowerman. I thought it was a really good live, which it wasn't bad. We had like 80, 90 people in here. It wasn't a bad live at all. But I get off this live, and all the people that are here for true crime are in a drama live. And I'm like, am I in the right universe? Because I'm looking at the chat, and the chat's saying, can we talk about true crime? But the people on the panel were talking about drama. But then there are people out there that are talking about true crime. But yet I don't know. I was so dang confused. I was like, I'm just confused at life right now. But if you missed the Chad Dowerman live last night, it was pretty good. I thought it was anyway. Thank you, Ladybug. I thought it was a pretty good live too. I think every night is good. I really do. I remember when I used to come on live and nobody was in this chat. Nobody. Like, nobody. I came live and who the hell was I talking to? Because there was nobody in the chat. I have to go back and watch them. Like, I haven't deleted any of videos. I privated one video that I did on like somebody else. It was like for a subscriber. It wasn't nothing for like a case. So I privated that one video, but I mean, my oldest videos are still out there. I need to go watch them replay and laugh at myself. They're probably fun. They're probably cute. You know, it was a little younger me. 4 years ago, but I didn't start my channel till 2 years in September. Your oldest turned 43? Wow. How does that even happen? Mystic, you act younger than 43. I love that though. We got our elevator packed in after 3 weeks. Why? We walk up a flight of stairs to come up here every time we have to come up because we live on the top floor, which sucks. Oh, thanks, Amy. I appreciate it. I know. I noticed on my my age demographics, it's like 40 to 70%, or like 40 ages. I'm sorry, 40 to 70 are like majority. I feel like of the people that are in my chat, and I love that. I think that is awesome. It's probably why I got along with my mom so much. She was my best friend. She was a hoot. And now I feel like I've got a whole group of moms. I mean, I dress like I'm 30. Well, that's the way you have to be, though. That's the way you have to be. I dress like I'm 80. I'm so modest. I'm so modest of the way I dress. You'll never see like a low shirt on me. Like I won't even do like a V-neck really. The tank tops, like I'll wear tank tops. That's probably like all, like that's like, it takes a while for me to get into the summer weather because I don't know. I like to have robes and everything on. I don't know why, but I do. Oh, thanks, West. Yeah, I want to cover Chad's case. I want to like go really into Chad Dowerman since it's like an hour and 10 minutes for me. And I think that's going to be a really good case to cover, especially when it goes to trial. He's trying to plead insanity. It's crazy. Thanks, Otto. I really try. And I love it when people come in. Like Jessica Danielle came in. She's another creator on the platform. She came in the other night. She's like, it's really peaceful in here and no drama. And I'm like, yeah, we're just hiding. We're hiding over here. I was like, don't tell anybody. Today's your mom's birthday, 92. PKC, you're so lucky. Oh, to have your mom at 92. Oh, wow, 92. Tell her happy birthday. Tell her happy birthday. That's amazing. I bet you she has the best stories. Your husband turned 61 today. Jan, tell him we said happy birthday. He's young, 61. That's pretty young, Jan. My mom was 62 when she passed. He's a young guy. Because I was 8 years ago. Yeah, your husband's young. I don't know why I thought he was older, but I did. I don't know why. 92 is awesome. Remember Ida? She used to be in our chat. Ida, IDA. She had the dad was like 93, and she brought us in a picture. I don't know where she went. I miss her though. I haven't seen her in a long time, but I remember her father. Every time someone brings up a birthday, there she is, Mary Beth. We emailed you. And happy birthday to everybody. keep grinding up. Yeah, I watch her channel every day, every chance I get. I actually said something in there today. Because like someone was making fun of Tony Mathis for liking the Cowboys. And so I put in the chat, I was like, well, I'm an Eagles fan. And so I do judge him for being a Cowboys fan. And then Granny was like, we shouldn't judge him. And then she reads my comment and just like kind of laughed. And I was like, I'm judging. Oh, no, you're fine, Mary Beth. Yes. Happy birthday, everybody. It's everyone's birthday, feels like. Yeah, you were off for 2 days. We didn't know where you were at, Mary Beth. I was like, okay, we're going to email her. I went ahead and emailed her while we were on the live. When we were watching Nancy, I was like, I'm not going to wait until after. I had this wrote down and I was like, no, I won't see that. So, but I do want to, on the second channel, I don't know if tomorrow I'll be able to, it depends on my dental appointment tomorrow, but I want to do on the second channel, I want to get subscribers. I want to get all of your feedback on all of the misinformation and all of the shit that's been storming. I want to get your guys' opinion on it. And I figured we'd do it on the second channel because I need to get my watch hours on over there. That's all. Plus, it's, it won't be like, it will be true crime related, but not really like true crime related. So we'll take it over there. Plus, that'll get me to get you guys over there to watch it. We'll be married 27 years. Aw, happy anniversary. Do I have anything coming up? Nope. The dentist. I saved it though, guys. We almost made it. We got like another 11 hours and this thing's getting fixed. I just can't break it from now until then. And if everyone could just say a little prayer for me that whatever this cost me tomorrow to get my whole tooth rebuilt and get a crown put on it, can we just all pray it won't cost my arm and my leg for it? Just a prayer. That's all I need. Just a prayer. Just a prayer and a like. Because you guys have the best prayers. You guys, they really work. Yeah, Amy. See? I didn't even see the Cowboys thing on your... Look at that. No judgment, Amy. I know there was someone in the chat one day and it was a guy that's in here often, but they haven't been in a while. And they like the Cowboys. I like the Eagles, and we would go back and forth. We would really go back and forth. Oh, he broke a bridge. Oh, yeah. Oh no, that's okay, Ashley. I mean, I think it'll be okay. I'm hoping they'll pay for it. I'm hoping they will because it's half the price than what it would be if I went to a regular dentist. So I can't be upset because I'm already getting it half off. I think they said it was going to be like $600 per crown, which I need like 7 or 8. But this one is the one I really need done and one down here. So I just need 2 done. But the lady that works there says, and wait for this, my insurance may cover it now. She said it may cover it now. It didn't before, but it might cover it now. So just pray that it'll be covered. That's all. That's all I need. Prayers that it'll be covered. Because then that could be like, do you know what that would mean for me? Oh my gosh, guys, you guys have been here with me through my dental stuff. I don't know what it is with YouTubers and dental problems, but we got them. Mine's from a car accident, but I'm trying to put my other channel in here. That should be it. Okay, yeah, there it is. I put it in the chat for you. But yeah, the barge hitting the bridge now. Dental work is so expensive. No, 600 isn't bad at all, actually. No, I'm excited about that. Because it was 1,200. And before, remember, they wanted to take out like my lower teeth. Okay. If I would have allowed them to do that, there's no way to put an implant here. These teeth, if I lose any of my bottom teeth on this side, sorry, you can't put a permanent in there. You can't put the post in, the metal post, because I have a metal bar right there. There's nowhere to put the post. I saw my dental x-ray the other day and I was like, are you kidding me? I'm going to see if they'll print me on one out tomorrow. Cause I was going to actually tell my story I think this week, because I kept telling you guys a while back, I'm going to tell you guys my story. I'm going to tell you my story. And I thought of it today at the gym, and I was like, you never told them like what happened to you, your story. So I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do it like Friday. Hey, Mona Lisa. Fixing a tooth because they want $1,300. Oh my gosh. It's so expensive, especially if it's your front four and your bottom four. Those are considered cosmetic. Not if you want to eat a freaking apple. You know, they're not cosmetic. Teeth are teeth. Teeth are teeth. I hate that. I hate it so much. But when she said that like last time I was at my appointment, the lady up front that does like the billing and scheduling, they know insurance so well that all they need is your number and they bill everything. They just know how to do stuff. So her saying that, I'm like really hopeful, because I don't see why that lady would be like, oh, she has that insurance. They might pay for all of it now. And if they do, oh, I'd be so happy. If not, rolling back my sleeves. What do you want me to clean? I'm just kidding. Y'all were on the wrong business. I know, right? You need to be a dentist and then just rip out people's teeth. When you don't want to fix them, just rip them out. Just rip them out. Yes, Solo, it does. Losing any of my teeth was very traumatizing. Like I had to have 3 of my back ones pulled, one up here, one up through here. And yeah, it's bad. It's not bad. I mean, it's just you don't want things taken out of your body that don't need to be. Just like my eye. I mean, I don't have a problem with it being gone now. It's not like it's like poor me. But do I want it there? Heck yeah. Is it meant to be there? Heck yeah. That's how it makes me. Oh yeah. Yeah, see, I don't know why they have the drill stuff. I don't know why you can hear it. I fell asleep at the dentist though that one time, guys. I fell asleep. How did I do that? I don't know how I did that. Doodlebug, why don't you apply for like state aid if you can? That's what I would do. There's like state funding or state like programs that should be able to help. Oh, I did it. No, I didn't cover her. Why do I feel like we did, but we didn't? What was her last name? No. Let me see here. Like, it's so crazy because am I losing my mind? When did this happen? Age progression photo. I don't think we did. Wow. She looks kind of like Madalena Kojikari in that age progression. Wow. No, we didn't. Well, because her name was Lena, and so I'm going. My niece's name's Lena, so I was like, did I cover that? Because I was thinking, yes, I did, because her name. But now I don't know. I don't think we did. That's really sad. Yeah, they do. Now they have stuff to knock you out. They didn't. They don't knock me out though. They just give me a bunch of shots. There's so many, and like when they go into my gum line, where the metal is, I like tense up. But if you breathe through your nose, just keep breathing. It helps. It really does help the pain. It really, really does. Just and if you can, keep talking or just like move your hands a little or something. I always just try to like put the energy somewhere else. But hopefully all of those prayers will work. And then tomorrow I'll go up to pay and they'll say, it's covered. And if it is, you guys will hear me like crying. I'll be crying. That'd be amazing news. Or if they even cover just a little bit. Heck, I'll take anything, Oh no, Ashley, that's so wrong. Your dentist has a therapy dog. That's so cute. My dogs are supposed to be. They're not trained. Yeah, I think that my dentists are really good at that. They're students. Nothing really bothers me, especially the one I fell asleep. Maybe it was because she was pregnant, she was motherly or something. Maybe I could feel her motherly vibes because I literally slept so good and I woke up and I'm like, I'm at the dentist. They're drilling in my mouth and I woke up. Your dentist was mean? Oh man. See, you can't be mean to be a dentist. You can't be have short patience. But I'm gonna jump off of here. It was good to talk to all of you guys tonight. We will be back tomorrow with another case. I don't know which one we'll cover. I know that there's like new documents in Idaho, but nothing groundbreaking that I saw. There is a new podcast over the Kansas, the missing moms that were from Kansas that were later found unalived in Oklahoma by Veronica's children's grandmother and her gang of goons. So there's a new podcast over that. They're going to be going to court soon. That should be good. Stefan Stearns should be going to court soon as well. And somebody was due back Friday in court. I can't remember who it was. I'll have to figure that out for you guys because I thought there was somebody due back this week. But yeah, lots of people to see. But thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, PKC, that's what I saw. I saw that there might be new documents. Defense wants discovery. So if the defense gets the discovery, they'll probably put that out as open record, and then we'll be able to grab that FOIA request or however we do it. So Anna Montgomery Solo, that's who it was. Yep, I looked him up specifically because I want to see him sentenced. I want to see him sentenced, and I want to see his face, and I want to see him make some smug look, and I want to see the cop just elbow him because at that point, I don't think anyone's going to care. But thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Thanks for your prayers, your well wishes. I hope you guys are all safe from the storms. I know that's storming pretty bad here right now. So glad we didn't lose any of the power. But thank you guys for being here. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a good Wednesday. Is it Wednesday already? Dang, it is. Wednesday tomorrow. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night on the live. Have a good night. Bye, guys.